right, everybody. Welcome to
the Wicked Awesome Podcast with your girl, Claudia, Jordan, and
Sheena. We are so excited to be here.
You gave the beauty pageant wave on it.
I did. I always do the beauty pageant wave. I'm always like...
I always felt weird because I have such a big hand. Like, it almost looks like a man hand.
Everyone says, you do not have big hands.
It's really big.
I have like really wrinkly old hands. Like my hands look old. Like I look like I mean, when I was like 15, I looked like I had like hands like a 30-year-old. When I was 30, they looked like I was like, now I just like, they look ancient. Like I look like the Crypt Keeper. I'm totally fine.
As long as the face is facing.
Yeah, you know, I don't even care. I'm just like, I have wrinkly little hands, but they're, you know, because my hands.
With a good face, you can get a rich man.
Right? Yes.
Segue.
Yes. And that is going to be the topic of our podcast today. Broke, bougie, or both.
Or both.
Or both, you know?
And listen, living in LA, it was definitely, you know, coming from Rhode Island where it was super, super rich people, which I believe your family is in that.
They were wealthy.
And then the poor people is where my family resided. So it was definitely.
I grew up in Barrington.
Oh, Barrington was all the snobs were, okay? Like the rich, snobby people. Well, you weren't a snob, but.
I was very humble. I hung out with a lot of like poor kids though, because my baboo was an immigrant from Portugal, from the Azores.
What's baboo mean?
My grandfather in Portuguese. So so my mother was Portuguese, so I grew up on the farm, and he had like foster kids, like about 10 kids, like foster kids, and so I grew up like running around with foster kids on the farm, on the summers, on weekends, vacations. So I was kind of like this like nasty little tomboy running around barns and, you know, throwing manure everywhere. And then I was like daddy's little princess.
Then you became,
and then I
what
was
did it
like,
feel like being a rich kid? Because we would always get the stuff like later, like y'all will get not y'all, the rich kids will get the cool video, the new video game.
Oh, we had like computers when like no one had computers.
So I just got one a few years ago.
We had cable, like when no one had cable. But the thing is like I didn't realize that I was wealthy. I thought everyone lived like that.
You did?
Yes, I thought everyone.
What did you feel like the first time you saw Walkworth?
Well, I was like, well, shit, this isn't like my room.
You're like, can we feed them? Daddy, can we feed them?
You know, I actually, I used to like cry. I prayed, you know, every night, and I would talk to God, and I just was like, I wanted everyone to have the same blessing. It actually became a big curse for me later in life because I wanted people to have the same blessings as me. I wanted people to share the nice things that I had. And so I ended up later on in life buying shit for everybody.
Well, then another segue. Then so that's
for everything. Which
that's your origin
not
story of being a sugar mama later on in life.
Exactly. Yes.
Then I've done that, and I think because I didn't grow up with a lot. I love that feeling of what it felt like when you can like do like being needed.
Can I ask you this though, before we kind of go into the men of our lives? Like, because my father was a wealthy doctor, and my grandfather went to Harvard, my dad went to Tufts, he was this very prominent dentist, and my mom married the doctor, kind of like lived the dream, poor girl marries this doctor, and you know, but my father didn't prepare me for life because my father just thought like, oh, I'm going to, you know, grow up and marry a rich guy and he's going to pay for everything. And, you know, so he never taught me like, you know, how to balance a checkbook, or, you know, he never taught me how to, you know, he just didn't teach me about finances because that was a man's job and I was going to be a housewife or a mom, or, you know, I was never raised with that sort of education, which I think is like such a crime for young women.
It is. I mean, and in your dad's defense, back in the 1900s.
It's a very traditional 1950s sort of, you know, nuclear family.
You born in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So same. So do you know women couldn't even have their own checking account until it was like 74, 75.
Really? I didn't know
credit
that.
cards. So we couldn't like get a loan by ourselves for a mortgage. He probably didn't even imagine a world that we have now. So he probably thought, oh, that's just how it was.
Yeah.
You
like
know?
my mom got an allowance from him. My mom first started off as like his hygienist. That's how they met. And then they left their spouses, married each other. And then when my mom became...
a little bit of a scandal there.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a scandal there. But yeah, my mom became a mom. She had my brother and I and wanted to just be kind of like a stay-at-home mom. It was like her dream to be like a mom. But, you know, there's women, though, that's their dream, you know, to be a stay-at-home mom. And, you know, they love that shit. that was never my dream. I love being a mother, and motherhood was wonderful, but I wanted to balance work and home. I wanted to be a homemaker, and which
because you had a choice.
Yes, not every woman does.
Yes.
Like there's women that have to work, don't want to work. There's women that want to stay at home. There's women that are forced to stay home that don't want to be. It's like,
My mom was an immigrant too from Italy, and she married my dad, came here, didn't know anything. She's still not a citizen, actually. Trump, don't you try it. Okay. And so, she married my dad, middle class family, homes and all that kind of stuff, but not wealthy. But we were okay.
Comfortable.
Once when they got divorced, then it was a struggle.
Okay.
She had these 2 biracial children, which was really hard in the early 80s.
Sure.
Racism was off the chain. People thought we were adopted. It was horrible. And then she had to work factory.
They thought my mom was the nanny because she was dark and she had 2 blonde blue eyes.
Oh my God.
So everyone thought my mom was the
So they treated your mom like kind of crappy sometimes?
Well, my dad's parents were not happy that my dad married like a dark woman, like they were, it was awful.
We had a lot of that too.
They wanted her to like eat in the kitchen and shit. My dad was like, no.
Wait, away from you all?
Whenever I was, not before us.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
It's so
my dad was like, my wife's not eating in the fucking kitchen.
Racism is so crazy to me. It's like, we will do a show on that as well. Like she had factory jobs. I remember her making like, I don't even know how she paid bills with what she was making back then.
Yeah.
Like I want to say like maybe $300 every week or 2. Like, how are we living on that? But we did. Yeah. And she made sure we went to Italy and saw her family. Like, she just never bought herself anything. So she instilled very hard work into me at an early age. And I never thought a man was going to take care of me. So I always felt like I had to work my ass off. So I never slowed down to like smell the roses.
Yeah, I was such a dork, and I didn't hear puberty till I was so late. I never thought a man would take care of me because I never thought.
And then look at you got 2 rich ones. Save some for the rest of us. God damn it.
I could never date a guy. I mean, when a guy was interested in me, I was like, what's wrong with you? I was like,
And listen, Shanna,
I was such a dork.
Was around when you was 15, and you've always been such a pretty girl. You were very pretty and cute at 15, and you came back the next year when you won your pageant, and you were like a woman. I was like, how this shit happened overnight?
I grew like over. I was like bullied too. Like they said, because my parents had a house in Palm Springs, and they said when
tell
I went.
Me some more rich.
Yes, I'll tell you some more.
Tell me the rich shit. How was Christmas with multiple gifts? Please tell me.
It was nice.
I'm not gonna lie. As a child.
When I got my first pony.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding.
Second?
I'm just kidding.
Okay, what was your first car? Come on, be annoying. Be obnoxious. I want to hear it.
It was a Jaguar.
I was in a used Honda. The 5th gear didn't work and there was no air conditioning. And I think I paid 20% interest on it. And I got it in South Providence on Broad Street.
Yeah. But then they bought me a Toyota Corolla. But
to humble you?
To humble me. And then they gave me a Lexus Coupe. So, and
lean in.
Seeing this.
Lean into it. Lean into it.
I sound like such an asshole.
No, why? But why be ashamed? Like, we wish.
This is the thing though. Like, my parents both worked really hard to give their kids, my father came from a wealthy, but my mom wanted to give her kids a life that she never dreamed possible. And that's, it was coming from like a really, really good place. But my father was tough as shit. Like, this was an Irish Catholic, I got my ass handed to me. My dad.
Irish don't play either.
No, I got my dad hit us a lot. So, I love my father more than anything. Me got hit a little bit more than we should. So I was definitely like humble.
I definitely had you once.
Yeah.
I lit a fire in my room.
I got the belt, man. I got the belt. So I,
But at least you had a Jaguar.
Yeah.
I spanked with nothing. Okay?
Yeah.
So, okay, so that probably shaped your personality, and that's good that you were able to see both sides, like a wealthy.
Yeah, I definitely, had the best of both worlds. So I kind of got the farm, and I got to see, like, and my Babu was a hard worker, man. Like he was one of 9 siblings that came over. They worked off the land, like the animals that they slaughtered. That's what they ate. The vegetables they grew. He's the president of the Holy Ghost, which is a Portuguese community, and he kind of was the pillar of the Portuguese community in Warren, Rhode Island.
I did not know you were Portuguese until we started doing this show.
Yeah.
You look just like blonde hair, blue eyed, like Irish or
very English, Irish, Scottish looking,
Yeah.
But Yeah. So but then I would go be with my mom and dad were married for 50 years, but when I was with but going to like my father's house, like, was not a good time. Like, it was they were at Blackstone Boulevard in Providence.
Yeah.
Yeah. They like
more rich people shit, she's saying.
Yeah.
You gotta look that up. Okay. That's the boulevard we used to go jog at and take our black asses back home. Okay. That is definitely where the mansions were.
Yeah.
I think our pageant director used to live in that area.
I think so. Yeah.
One of them.
One of them. Yeah.
Mhm.
It was, it's beautiful, but like, going over there, it was like, we just sat on the couch and we didn't touch shit,
There's
like,
old money in Rhode Island, and there's a lot of poverty, like on the east side. And
there
south
is,
side,
yeah.
to say that.
I mean, because Rhode Island's an interesting, the East Coast is interesting because you have old money, like Blue Bloods, Newport,
Pilgrims,
Rockefeller, Vanderbilt, the
10 miles
Cliff Walk,
drive,
like, really.
10-mile drive for people that don't know in Newport is a road lined with mansions. Some of them
And it was their summer homes too.
This summer,
It was their summer homes. It's like, think, Trump's Mar-a-Lago.
Yes.
But like hundreds of them.
And there's gold on the walls. Like
they would import. Yeah, they would. If you've never gone to the Cliff Walks and done the mansions, it's definitely.
Doesn't Taylor Swift have a house up there?
She does have a house. Actually, I think it's like on Rumstick Point or something like that.
We drove by it. We drive by it sometimes.
Yeah. It's.
Look at the rich people like, hey.
Yeah, but those houses, it's like the Great Gatsby. They're importing floors from,
Italy.
Europe. The ceilings are gold. It's pretty. Those houses are next level.
So was marrying wealthy important to you, Bella?
It was not. I never cared about men and their money because I have money. Mm-hmm. So it was never like, I guess now I look back on it, what a luxury, to like be like, when I moved to Miami, I had a penthouse on Collins, which, I never had to live in a model's like apartment with other models and struggle like that.
So you've never been like a waitress?
I've never had a real job.
What? Oh my God.
I never had like a real job. I babysat a couple times.
So from Rhode Island to a penthouse.
Miami. In Miami.
To
51st and Collins next to the Seacoast Towers.
To Miss USA.
To Miss USA. And that was my first job.
Miss USA was
I modeled. Like I had modeling jobs and But I was hungry. Like I was a hungry little bitch and I was competitive and I wanted to be successful. I wanted to be famous. I wanted to like work. So I was jazzed and everyone told me I couldn't because I was so little.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I'm going to prove you all wrong. I'm going to be a fucking great model. And they're like, you'll never be a model, kid. And then I started modeling and they're like, you'll never do anything. And then I won Miss USA and then I moved to LA, so I was hungry. So, when I had auditions, I was stoked. And I worked hard. Like I trained with coaches. I took etiquette classes. I met with commercial classes, acting classes, movie classes, TV, like you name it. I was like,
you put in the work.
I did but I beat the streets. Like I auditioned, I went to go see Providence, Boston, Miami, New York, LA. Like I got rejected and I kept going.
Same. I remember going to New York one day and I think it was like 10 agencies.
Yeah.
And
so
driving
many.
Down from Providence to New York is like a 3-hour ride, maybe 3.5.
And test shoots, just building your book,
Just to be told no. Yeah. So marry rich was I never thought that was a thing for me. I was like, I'm going to be the one to make the money.
Okay.
Because I never really had that feeling of someone was going to take care of me because my dad.
Go on.
My dad wasn't rich and then he wasn't really around. And as far as like paying child support, like it was like maybe he'll pay it, sometimes he doesn't. So, you know. So I never really felt safe with a man. So I never felt like I could rely on a man that's going to take care of me. If anything, I always thought that I'd be the sugar mama.
Wow.
And I ended up being one a couple times. I did date rich a couple times too.
Yeah.
What would you want to talk about? You want to talk about be the sugar mama first?
Well, I'll tell you this, because I didn't care so much about money, but I cared, and I didn't necessarily care about fame, but I wanted a man with power.
Power, okay.
I wanted a man that had power and was ambitious. That was very sexy to me. But, this is where I fucked up, because I met an amazing man in Miami. I met Greg Vaughn. who's now my
Wow.
boyfriend now.
Look at that.
And
Spun the block.
yeah, when I met him when I was 18, he was 20. And because I was still just kind of going through puberty, still basically, and I still was like, I lost my virginity at 18 to him.
To
Greg.
And the way you start is the way you're going to finish.
Yeah,
Like,
you never know. And then, but because he was like an up and coming model, I thought, well, he's not like famous enough. He's not powerful enough yet. And I thought I still need to kind of find someone who has the power and the ambition. And not that he wasn't ambitious, he was. I just was like, so I kind of ran.
He wasn't there yet.
He wasn't there yet, and so I kind of ran away, and I really let the.
So you're lucky he took your ass back.
I'm
because he could have been like,
bitch.
You had your chance.
Yes.
You want to go get the rich
He
guys.
asked me too, like, why? And I even, dated him in LA. We did a movie together. We did Poison Ivy 3 together. But I was like, oh, he's just not like
big enough.
And I really.
So who was the first rich guy?
Oh, well, so for me, it wasn't about like rich. It was who was like famous on the TV shows.
Oh.
And it's not because now, and I didn't think the actors were going to make me famous because they didn't have the powers, the directors and the producers. But I loved that they were famous on TV and that like I was their girlfriend. Like I thought that was cool.
Listen, people can criticize that, but that is a sexy thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't necessarily go after rich, but I still recognize a man. I like men that other men respected and were like looked up to. I think that's sexy.
I think so. The first guy I like briefly dated was David Charvet, who was on Baywatch, and Baywatch at the time was like huge.
It was.
And I just thought, and he came from a wealthy family. So it just kind of was like at the same like level. And then I kind of dated Jordan Knight from New Kids on the Block.
Really?
Yeah.
From New England.
And of course it was some fucking New Kids on the Block. Like,
you had to do that one.
You had to date like one of those guys at some point in time. And then, of course, I dated Billy Idol. Which
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I met him on the set of The Wedding Singer when I filmed that.
I was dating him. How much? Oh, he was older.
He was a lot older. I was like 22. He was like probably 42.
Oh, okay.
But I had like such a crush on him when I was in like 4th grade or 5th grade. Like
when you were 5.
When I was like 5, I had his poster on my wall. I think it was more like I couldn't believe that I was like around these men that I had grew up with. It was it was very intoxicating.
It is like, that's sexy. You see people on television and then they want you.
Yeah.
They want you and you grew up looking at them, which is kind of correct.
Right.
I'm more dating like athletes. I was so attracted to like the perfect body, the
because athletes and actors and musicians are very different.
It is sexy.
Very different fan bases.
To me, the athlete, though, is sexy when they're currently playing, but when it's over, you do not want to be with a retired athlete that did not manage his expectations right and his money.
Yeah,
because there's nothing worse than being with, I call it the Al Bundy syndrome.
Sure.
You sit around talking about back in high school when I threw for 4 touchdowns. Yeah. And they're kind of like hanging on to that glory.
Yeah.
There could be a bad attitude there.
Oh, I could see that being like kind
I dated an Olympic athlete that was like the best in the world at the time. And, when things went left, they really went left. A lot of times they just focus on the athletic part of it and not the business.
Well, even when I was with Oscar, he was famous when I met him, but he kind of went to another level while I was dating him. But even then, he like kind of lost a shit ton of his money, in the very beginning, and then he kind of earned it all back. But I think that's a lesson a lot of actors and just a lot of young people who come into a lot of money. They at some point in time either they have a financial manager who screws them, family members who screw them, or they themselves just kind of don't know how to handle that kind of money.
Are you still cool with him?
Yeah, we get along fine now, but
I saw a picture of him I want to ask you about.
I wouldn't say cool, but we're okay now.
Do you know what I'm talking about? The picture of him that's on the internet.
There's a lot of pictures of him on the internet, babe.
One of them looked like he had something that may have belonged to you at one point.
Oh, the one where he's in the pantyhose and stuff? Yeah. We could talk about it.
Okay,
So this
give us the tea on that.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the tea on Oscar. Oscar is not like a tranny. I don't know if I can say that word anymore, but he's not like a man. He's just fun.
Okay.
Like he's just like a fun guy. Like but this is the thing with Oscar. And I talk about this in my book, which you will all be reading, which is going to be coming out in the next month, hopefully. So Oscar doesn't have a great tolerance, right? He's one of those people when he drinks,
he's a lightweight.
Well, he can drink mass amounts, right? But he's the kind of alcoholic that when they drink 2 drinks, they're fucked up. You have to babysit him almost. It's not fun. Because you have to babysit them, and off of 2 drinks, off of 2 drinks, it's as if he when I have 10. It's
he doesn't have that Irish.
He doesn't have that Irish blood at all. And he gets fucked up, but he's fun. Oscar's a very charismatic man. He's a good time, he's got good energy, and he likes to laugh, and he likes to party, and he likes to, and he worked really fucking hard for all his money.
All those hits and becoming a great promoter now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic promoter. But, it's you grew up in Big Bear training for 3 months. You win a fight, you're allowed to go fucking get fucked up and party and enjoy your money. And he never had to really enjoy his money because he was constantly taking care of 100 people. He provided for hundreds of people and their livelihoods. He just pretty intense when you think about it. So, Oscar's just kind of the guy, if he went to if he had a couple strippers at the house, he's having fun, he'd probably put it on to be laughing and,
then somebody put the picture out there.
Yeah, and then she put the picture out there to embarrass him, to, extort him, and if you don't give me this much money, then we're going to... Yeah, absolutely, that's what happened to him. It's gross, yeah, so... But that, he's dealt with a lot of that in his, for me at this point, it's Oscar, how many strippers are going to blackmail you before you stop letting them take pictures of you?
At some point, Oscar... We might have to have wine coolers and not hard liquor, Oscar.
Stop letting people take pictures of you, dude. It's one thing to have fun, but we don't need to record it,
right. Okay, I always want to know about that, but I was I wonder how I'm going to ask.
Yeah, no, he's not dressing up in women's clothes and he's not trying to, Bruce Jenner it or anything. He was just being stupid and having fun,
How did Bruce Jenner wait so long?
I don't know. That must have been really hard. He was
Well, it used to be hard.
Yeah, it used to. Well, exactly.
Now there's nothing. Well, it used to be there, but it's not hard probably.
Yeah, right. All that. But back in the day, too, when he probably was really wanting to be that person, it was he would have been canceled.
Yeah.
And that would have destroyed his wife's ambitions and all his 9 kids. And
to go that long, though, I think when you wait past a certain time,
you
really wish you really miss it would have been attractive.
Yeah.
Now it's tough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm that to be you just better out.
But can you imagine? He was on the cover of the Wheaties for a what was he? A triathlon, something.
Decathlon, 10.
Yeah,
10,
this,
events.
American sort of pinup, and then to come out and say, hey, call me.
And now he looks like an old Melania Trump.
Yes, he does. I don't, but as long as he's living his best life and he's happy,
yes. Yes.
I really don't care what you do. If you want to put pantyhose on and hang out with strippers, go for it. If you want to dress up, and do whatever makes you, it doesn't affect me.
You should do what makes you happy.
It does not affect me in any capacity.
But what does affect us is how we date.
Yes, it does affect me. So you have to understand, I then worked really hard, right? So I was Miss USA, and then I got on a television show. So I was making money. I was working, and so when I met Oscar and he had money, it just kind of was I didn't care about his money. It just seamlessly flowed.
I think people have it all wrong. They're on the outside looking in, though. When they see a woman that's with a rich man, they kind of throw all your hard work out the window.
Oh, yeah.
It's only about the man.
You get overshadowed real quick.
I have a friend that she is a beautiful woman, and she always got a lot of attention on her own.
Yeah.
She married a very wealthy baseball player.
Sure.
That had retired, but he was humongous.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, I can say it. David Justice.
Yep.
He was married to Halle Berry at one point.
Okay. Yep.
My friend is Rebecca Justice. And she was telling me one day about how, the trials and tribulations of being married to someone so wealthy and so famous and so recognizable.
Yeah.
She said to me something interesting that I never forgot. She said, it's like I became invisible as soon as we got married. No, she goes, when I'm in a room with them, he has so much charisma and he's such a legend in sports.
Yeah.
Everybody goes to him. They don't ever say anything to her. And it's you're proud of who you're with.
Yeah.
You love him. You love your life. But then you are invisible, and that is a price to pay for that.
I remind people, like, I'm like, whoa, like, I was a Miss USA. I traveled the country. I worked my ass off. I was on Pacific Blue. I was pregnant on Pacific Blue. I worked all during my pregnancy. You know, I was working like 12, 14-hour days sometimes, coming home, rocking my daughter Atiana to sleep, and then going right back to set in the morning. You know, I puked all over that set.
Did you feel invisible with him at all?
Oh, it was not about me. My career, my dreams those were put in the backseat. And I talk about this in my book too, because, you know, I was offered a celebrity pictorial and Playboy when I was on Pacific Blue. The producers came to me, and Oscar made me say no. And when we separated, they took that off the table, and then they gave me a Playmate, you know, so, you know, my career got demoted, and I gave up. I gave up auditioning. I gave up, you know, all that stuff for, you know, a couple of years there. And, you know, getting back into shape after you have a baby is difficult, you know. And Hollywood doesn't.
Did you see the interview? There was a whole much ado about nothing to me. Aisha Curry, who's married to Steph Curry.
Okay.
You know that? You know who Steph Curry is?
I know who Steph Curry is. Yeah.
Okay, so his wife is a beautiful woman. I think they were like either college or high school sweethearts. Yeah. So she has people. They like when women don't say anything and just be pretty. Yeah. But once you start voicing your opinions on things, there's a lot of folks out there that want to demonize you. So she had the audacity to say, sometimes I wonder what my life would have been like what I could have accomplished career-wise if I didn't get married so young and have kids. Yeah. I totally understand what she was saying.
Oh, hell yeah.
She just wonders what she could have done.
Sure.
Of course, the internet ran with that and said she was like an ungrateful bitch and he should leave her, and she's complaining and she wants attention from other men. She said similar things, that she's kind of invisible with her husband. And I totally understand that.
Yeah, and I was with a Mexican man. Mm-hmm. Like, at the end of the day.
Very masculine, right?
Very masculine Mexican man, and wanted me to, like, you know, I
would be seen and not heard. Is it like that kind of?
It wasn't not be seen or heard, but, you know, it was, you know, cover yourself, more traditional. And I was very sexy,
you
know, kitten. Yeah, you know, and that's what I never understood about dudes. Like, you fall in love with the woman who's this like sexy little vixen, sexy kitten, just to like get home and then be like, no, I want you barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, cover yourself. And that's one thing that I do not like.
I think that's sad that women don't really get to have, well, you can have both, but they make it really difficult. The fact that, like, you know, you're out there, like, what will make you motherfuckers happy? You work your ass off and you put off motherhood and being married. You're an evil, you're a bitchy spinster that can't get a man. Something must be wrong with your pussy. Okay. Then if you marry someone that has means and then you put your career in the back burner, you're just a gold digger and you're just with them for money. What do you want?
This is why I think it's so important, and I wish that my mom my mom always said this to me. She goes, whatever you do, Sheena, when you get older, you always have your own money.
Yep.
Remember that. You always have your own money. No matter if you want to leave, if you want to stay, whatever, you have it. Don't you? And I think like that was a part of her where because she got an allowance, you know, I mean, she lived a very good life. My dad took very good care of her.
Cut that off. An allowance can be cut off.
Exactly. But it's still just, you know, it's, you know, your self-esteem, your self-worth, you know? But that's the thing. I think it's so important for women to have these conversations with their future husbands, boyfriends, whatever, because there's men out there that want their women to have a job. Oh no, we're a 2-income family now, you know, or there's men that are like, no, baby girl, I pay for the things. You just sit there. And then there's women that are like, no, I pay for everything. My sweet boy, you sit there. Right. So, and I've done that too.
That's sometimes kind of fun though, sometimes. But
it's like,
I am seeing a lot of, like, of course, on social media, women that have no idea how to balance a checkbook, pay bills, don't even know how to begin because they allowed the man to have all that power. Because at the time, the man you get with and marry is not the person you divorce, okay?
Right.
It's night and day. So that person that's so nice, baby, I would never do that to you. And you better be careful, ladies. It's
I have a lot of women write me and they're like, my husband just came into the kitchen, told me you want a divorce. I have to sell the house and I have 3 kids and I don't know what to do. I haven't worked in 15, 20 years.
And don't even know how much money they have.
Don't know how much money they have, don't have anything. And I feel like it's so important. And I've already told my kids, like, we are getting you organized. We're getting you a fucking Roth IRA, a SEP IRA. We're getting your money in place.
Life insurance.
Like everything. I want, you know, and they don't teach us this in school, right? They don't give us a basic bookkeeping class. I mean, they do, but it's an elective that no one no one select. Maybe
They
now
don't
they do, but at
prepare
least
us.
in my time, they didn't.
They didn't prepare us for life.
Taxes, everything.
We learned about none of that stuff, but
Yeah.
we learned about an obtuse triangle. Okay, I don't give a fuck about that. That has never helped me knowing about an obtuse triangle or with 75-degree angle. I don't. None of that
My
has helped me.
computer class was DOS. You remember that? It was like a little turtle, a little triangle turtle, and you spent like an hour putting in like 5,000 commands. And if you did it properly, the turtle would make like a triangle. And if you did it wrong, it would be like a line across. It was like an hour worth of work. And we were like, what the fuck are we
How
doing
has that
here?
helped in your life, Shanna?
It's really great, especially since computers haven't changed at all since 1992. Like, yeah.
I going back to my wealthy guy that I dated, he was an Olympic athlete at the time, and I was it was a struggling time.
But what did he spoil you? Was he good to you? Yeah.
I mean, we meet for lunch in front of Tiffany's, and he busts out with a diamond bracelet. I mean,
yeah. I do love a good gifter. My love language is gifting, so I love a good gifter.
I thought I was in a movie.
Travis was an excellent gifter.
Love that.
I mean, he would come with purses and diamonds and flowers, and I ate that shit up. I love
it. It did feel good. There
Yeah.
was a shift in our relationship. I will say, when I was with someone that was wealthy and I didn't have my money right, I felt a little bit like worthless.
Yeah.
And it motivated me to get my shit together, because I did not want to be the one that just was with the rich man that did not have her own money. So it made me bust my ass. But before the relationship was over, I ended up being the one that was making money, and he had kind of screwed up himself, like financially, like not being on top of his taxes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, I don't want that feeling. It was nice to be with someone that had it, but it did not feel nice being a woman with someone that had it and I had nothing at the time.
Yeah.
I wanted to be more evenly yoked.
Yeah, and looking back, and this is another thing that I would tell women is, if you are with a rich dude and he's taking care of everything, like, put some shit aside for you. Like, I wish I had stacked some money. I remember there being like tens of thousands in cash in the closet, and like, where I should have been like, okay, I should just put like a percentage in an account and just save it. Just have some savings. I never saved anything because I just thought, this is my life. This is what it's going to be like forever.
How much money did I go through?
Oh, not only did I lose, I lost millions of dollars. And I lost millions of dollars, not just on my own, being young and stupid and uneducated. I lost millions of dollars by having financial advisors that stole from me. And I just lost from being uneducated.
Yeah.
It's as easy as that.
I definitely
It's just so stupid.
And then I try to like throw a Hail Mary, like, okay, I'm going to invest this 80,000 here, this 100,000 there. And like, some of them were people that I was friends with.
Yeah.
There was zero return. They got my money, and they can still look me in the face sometimes and still talk to me. How the fuck you still talk to me when you know you got my money?
Yeah.
I wish I can go back and just like tell myself, like, just buy Apple stock or buy Bitcoin when it was like 2 cents.
Yeah. And I had a lot of child support from Oscar. That was one thing. I mean, he disappeared as a father, but that check came, and it was a good check. And I just wish anybody would have said, hey, take a percentage, put it into a portfolio. Mm-hmm. It was all tax free, and I had no clue. I didn't know, and I trusted because my father paid all my bills. And then when I met Oscar, his people paid all my bills. And then when he and I broke up, I didn't know how to pay bills.
Damn, that's crazy.
I just didn't know. I just didn't.
So that's the negative side of growing up, like with, I guess you'd say, well,
yeah, but the real blue bloods, they got trusts and shit for their kids. And they got everything, where my dad didn't set that up for me. But
one of the stories I saw in LA was this girl, beautiful girl, blonde girl, but you could tell she was older. She'd aged her face.
Yeah.
And she said that she was like this really successful model. She like traveled the world, run away.
Yeah, a lot of models.
So many things, right?
A lot of models deal with that.
And we were working on a set. I think she was like an extra. And she was like, I never saved not one penny. I always thought more would come.
Yeah.
She had these like really nice leather pants on. She said, the only thing I own are these leather pants.
Wow.
And that's what made me say, I am going to work I never want to be that girl, because that is so scary.
Yeah. So another question is like, did you ever stay in a relationship because you like the lifestyle?
No. Me didn't. I was too stupid.
I left Travis like 9 times where I was like, fuck this mansion. I'm out of it. But
not fuck this mansion. Like, no.
The mansion was great, but I'm saying like, I was so unhappy at certain points. I loved that lifestyle. I was willing to walk away from that lifestyle, and I did walk away from that lifestyle. But, I definitely, there were times where I was like, gosh, I'm going to, I have to walk away from all of this.
And what about thinking, damn, I leave, and then the next woman comes in and benefits on all this stuff?
Oh, yeah.
That's
One
gonna
is
be a
right
thought.
now.
Well, yeah. Should we talk about to go viral or not?
She has her own money too, but
She has tons of money.
but she's definitely in the house that I found for our family.
Really?
You know,
It's the same house?
Yeah, it's the same.
I hated seeing how they would drag you when you were the ex, and you weren't even like. I don't think you were trying to hang on him, were you?
No,
He
I
didn't
wasn't.
leave you for her, right?
No, not
There
at
was
no,
a space
no.
in between.
Oh, we lived together as a co-parenting, not a couple, but we lived together long after we divorced. People don't realize that. I talk about it in my book.
Well, good. Yeah, they try to like make
We'll
it.
do a whole episode on that book.
They try to like make it seem like you were this bitter ex-woman. I'm like,
No, and I brought him to that community. They weren't even in that community when I bought one of the first houses in that community. They weren't that family didn't even live there. They weren't even over there. And then Travis and I moved to Bel Air for Meet the Barkers, and then we bought the house that they now live in. But when we bought that house, they still weren't even there. They moved in a couple years later. And it was Eddie Murphy's wife lived over where now Chloe lives.
Nicole.
Yeah, Nicole lived where Chloe lives now. I watched that house be built where Courtney, I believe, has her house, which was a street over.
Travis likes those areas, don't he?
Yeah, he does.
Don't
And
like
then
those
Britney
areas.
Spears lived down there. That Justin Bieber lived
What's
there.
Paris Hilton? What side is she? Do you know?
I don't know.
She can't be
The
Aries.
devil?
She can't. Because we don't move like that.
No, I don't think she's an Aries at all. No,
So
I don't think so.
you dated Rich.
But we did, yeah. And but I left. I walked away from all of it.
And then you started dating broke guys.
And then I started dating broke guys.
Broke.
I mean, broke.
I think when you date someone with all this money and then you date someone that doesn't have it, it's got to be filling some kind of hole, right? Some kind of void. Like,
Well, the guy that I ended up dating was a Hell's Angel, a biker guy, and he made me feel safe. He was strong, and he made me feel safe.
he was good at that,
and
wasn't he?
He was great in bed too.
Broke men are always good in bed.
Broke men are always so good.
And kind of the best sometimes.
They are. I mean, they're so good.
Hey, I hate that.
But I had divorced, and then I was basically like living with Travis, like a married couple, but he was like pretending to the world that he hate me. But meanwhile, we were like cohabitating like a family.
Yeah, like
and-
playing checkers and stuff.
Yeah,
together.
and I just was like, I'm never gonna get out of here if I don't like take a chance. And I met this guy, and I really did fall in love with him. I really did. I knew he was younger than me, but I thought he was like in his 30s, but he was like actually 27. And I was like,
how old were you?
I was 39.
That's fine.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, but I thought he was like
not creepy.
33 and I was like 38. But then I found out he was 27, but he still looked like, it wasn't like a weird.
What's the biggest thing you bought him?
I bought him a motorcycle shop. I bought, he was a motorcycle
You
mechanic.
bought the shop?
I bought the whole shop.
How
and
good was this dick? How good was said dick? Okay, so I measure dick with potatoes, all right?
He was
One potato,
Italian.
two
I could
potato.
say that.
So you put one hand on the base, and that's one potato, and then you put your second hand. This is how you can measure.
He was
how you
definitely a
find-
two potato.
Two potatoes, okay? Two potato thick, two potato thin.
Oh, thick.
So two potato girthy is like, that's kind of mashed material.
He was
Pretty good?
He was good. He was wonderful in bed. He was like, but it was like a whole other world. And it wasn't a world where I felt judged. And
He wasn't jealous of your money?
he didn't give a fuck about Hollywood. He didn't give a fuck about my
So what
money.
happened to him?
He cheated on me. We were together for 5 years.
Don't be broke and a cheater.
But this is where it gets bad with him. And this bums me out
He had a
about
good
him.
dick. He had to go share it with the
He
world.
but I really don't believe he was like cheating on me throughout. I really think it was just like towards the end. I think because I paid for everything and I was the breadwinner, I really think it bothered him as a man.
He probably felt you messed
Like he felt, and no matter how much I tried to build him up, like he just felt like a loser. He just felt like a piece of shit. And I get that because it was coming from like a humble and good place. But like, I think, when he cheated on me, it was with a girl, like he could provide for on his taco salary, and that made him feel like a man. That made him feel like, he was, where with me, I was always going to be the star. I was always going to be, he felt probably, that I felt in my relationships overshadowed.
That's so frustrating for successful women.
Yeah.
That you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. And you also get punished and penalized for being successful.
Right.
I just thought of another guy that I did that had decent money, and he had a nice job, and he was very generous and all that, and we looked so good together, amazing sex, all that.
Yeah.
But when he lost his job, I was okay with like holding him down in the meantime. Not that he needed me to pay for anything. He still had money, but he felt as a man less than, because at the time that he wasn't working, I was going somewhere like every 3 days.
Right.
I was super, super busy. So I think it magnified his feeling of, I don't have it going on right now. He wanted to be the man. His personality changed.
Yeah.
It became like this loving, successful, happy person to just having a bump on the road for a year. I mean, it wasn't permanent. It was like a bump in the road. And I said, anybody you've been with, I probably understand the best about these peaks and valleys.
Right.
In the entertainment business, we get shows canceled. We book another one. We understand that it's temporary.
Right.
He could not. And he went back to a girl that was a mistress when he was married.
Yeah.
Very, very, very basic, very plain Jane, very like, not, and I know it's not just about looks.
Right.
But she also was down to put up with being in the shadows, not in the shadows.
Exactly.
She's been there before as a side. Like she's okay with taking a step back. And some men need that. Some men need to really feel like the star in their relationship.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
I think all men need to feel, this is like my little philosophy, like men need to feel like a provider, right? They need to feel like the provider. And that can look a bunch of different ways. Yeah. But like until a man can provide for himself and feel real confident in that, he's never going to be a good man.
It's going to be a nightmare.
He's not going to be a good man for a woman until he has that self-confidence, that self-esteem, that security of I can provide for myself, and I can provide for a woman. So he'll go have fun, and he'll do a lot of things. He'll spend a lot of good time with you. But until he has that security, that self-esteem, he's never going to be a good boyfriend for a woman.
Right.
And that's something I'm sorry, anyone can disagree with me. I fully believe that.
I 100% agree. And I hate it because as women that are giving and understanding, and Aries are known to be very generous, and we will try to hold you down. We'll do anything for you. I kept trying to do the same thing, like, let me help you. And I think the more I said, let me help you, the more it probably pissed them off.
It pisses them off.
Probably like, I don't need your help.
Stop helping me. Yes. They get really angry. And then I was like, okay, well, I don't want to live in a fucking tent on the side of the road, so I have to help you. You know what I mean?
And then I got resented for wanting to help the man that I was in love with. And I'm like, but I'm thinking bigger picture, and this is temporary, and I would hope you do the same thing for me.
Exactly. And that's what I would always say, like, hey, if it was reversed, you would do that for me, right? Well, long story short, he cheats on me with this like 19-year-old stripper. He moves this bitch out. So I paid for his schooling, for him to get like his like truck driving shit. He becomes a part of the union.
Oh, they always level up afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, girl. He ended up breaking up with that girl, and he did come back because they always come back. And they, but he was, he's someone I do respect and I do love dearly. We are friends to this day. He did apologize, and it was a sincere apology. But literally like we had broken up for good. I just wasn't attracted to him anymore after that, after that. Another betrayal for me was like, you could have done anything, bro, but that. And so I couldn't like mend the relationship, but sure enough, he met a girl like 6 months later, and now he's got 2 kids and probably gonna get married. And now he works for the union. He makes more fucking money than me. Like,
of course.
He makes more. And I'm like, you can pay me back for that bike shop anytime you want,
I've never been paid back by a guy.
I've never been paid back shit from anybody.
No,
ever.
Same.
Ever.
My female friends, a couple girls that borrow money from me and they pay me back, but men that I've loaned money to, it's been a struggle. And if they do, it took years, and it's always like the last few $100s of it you didn't pay. And I'm like, well, why? Just pay the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Are we really doing this?
If I didn't learn my lesson once, I went and dated a younger guy who was even broker. And then I really became a sugar mama because I would fly this boy out like from the East Coast, left and right.
Yeah, great dick.
he was a phenomenal. I don't even want to say it because he doesn't deserve it, and that gave him a really big head. But yes, he did. And he knows he does.
We
so
won't
it's
say
like,
his
fine.
name.
No, we will never say his
We
name.
won't advertise. But again, do you see the pattern?
Yes, I see the pattern, but this one was super bad because COVID happened. So I ended up quarantining and just paying for everything, you know.
And he was at you?
Yeah, but he was also the narcissist that I dated. Like, I think they were not Brian, my Hell's Angel, but the other two, I think it has a little touch of narcissism, Oscar and Trav, but this one is like a full-blown psychopathic, like narcissist, different level of crazy. You know, I just think he was constantly mirroring me, like, I want to be an actor, I want to do this, but really I really think this is what he does for a living. Like, he's a gigolo for a living. Like, I think he prize on, I don't even care if you're gay, like a man, woman,
down for whatever,
farm animal, like he'll do whatever to get, like, I really feel like this is how he makes his money in life, is by manipulating women.
I feel like we dated the same guy.
Yeah, like this is a whole other level of, oh fuck, what did I step in?
There's men that will morph into whatever form they need to be for money. And that is the scariest thing.
It's scary.
And they usually want to fast track their relationship, right? Super fast, let's move in together, let's get married, I'm gonna get you pregnant. You're like, whoa.
Yes.
I had a guy that did that, handsome struggle actor.
Yeah.
Moved in and he was trying hard to get me pregnant. And let me tell you something, one day, right? I mean, he was talking all this marriage stuff and I was like, okay, great. You know, and he looked good together. It was fun. Once again, great sex.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one day I took a pregnancy test, right? And it came back a faded positive, like a weak positive.
Ooh.
So I was like, oh shit. Right? So he was happy because it's like, hell yeah, like I'm in.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock her in. I'm locking her in.
I got a place to stay.
Yeah.
So anyways, me and my girls went on a boat ride in Santa Monica that same day.
Yeah.
And I remember, it's so weird, but this is how the spirits took care of me. I got surrounded by like a super pod of dolphins.
Yeah.
Like 1,000 dolphins.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh my God, this weird thing happened. And when I went back home, I took another test and it was negative. And that saved my life because this guy was a total narcissist, sociopath, liar.
Those dolphins were like, not today. Not today.
Re-abortion. Really out of the blue state. Thank you, dolphins, for removing the evil spawn that was trying to grow inside of me. So when I got home, it was negative, right? And I found out this man lied about his name, his age.
Oh my God.
He had plastic surgery on his face. I believe his sexuality, because I heard a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I think mine was definitely bi.
But just down for money.
Yeah, down. Yeah, gay for pay.
Ended up putting his hands on me and body slamming me and like really messing my back up. But that day,
I got a good shoving.
The day of the dolphins, if it went the other way, it would have, like, my life would have been over.
Oh,
would have been
God.
so struggly. And so I found out, like, towards the end of our relationship, he went and got impregnated this other successful woman.
Yeah.
So he just went from place to place, like got a place to stay, and then put his hands on that woman.
Mm-hmm.
Provoked her. Police came.
Yeah.
They said we won't file on each other.
Yeah.
He lied so we can like sue her for child support for their baby.
Yeah.
These men want to go out and do it, whatever. And
but there are real men out there that do gigolo, that do this, you know, and it doesn't matter if you're a man, a woman, or whatnot, you know, that's how they make their living. And I really believe, but I mean, I lost so much money, and he liked watches, and I was buying this bitch like watches like it was my day job.
Did you feel powerful though when you were like,
I didn't want to feel like I was buying someone's love, you know.
But you think you were?
But no, I really thought like, oh, if I can give him this, it'll make him happy, and he can see how beautiful his life can be, and I can give him opportunity. Like he told me he wanted to be an actor, so I helped him get headshots. I got him an agency. You know, I pulled him favors to like get him auditions, like things people in the entertainment industry would fucking die to have. Yeah. But it was never appreciated because he never wanted to be an actor. You know, he just wanted that money. You know, and so, and then it was like a hard pill to swallow. It was like, especially because my love language is gifting.
Same.
And so it's not about getting a Rolex. Like you could give me a Snickers bar because it's just the thought that you were out and you go, oh, she loves Snickers. I'm going to grab her one.
It's lovely.
You know, and put that on put it by my bedside. That's like, oh, he was thinking about me during his day. That's the gifting love. So it doesn't have to be expensive gifts. I do like them, you know, but it's the thought. But I
want to sugar mama refund.
But I love to give gifts because that's me going, oh, I heard you say that you wanted a new golf club, and I,
And then look at
I was
you like,
listening to you when you were sharing.
I think
your
when you do
dreams.
stuff like that, it's because you want someone to do that to you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's like our love languages, is because that's, we not only hope to receive that, but that's how we express ourselves,
I love
right?
giving. I love surprising
mean-
someone. I love like, I got you this. I thought of you because I think that's, I know I want that as well.
Yeah.
So if we could get refunds.
Oh, girl,
I can't.
I can't even the money. I'll tell you, ChatGPT is a godsend, because it has truly helped me, really, learn how to recover and recoup from all of it. But
Looking back, would you rather have?
That's what I was just gonna ask you. I was gonna do. Would you rather?
Okay, let's do that.
Would you rather? There's a couple things we can do here. Would you rather date someone rich who's boring, or broke with a big personality? Oof, that's such a hard one.
I've always gone the personality route, and I'm 52.5 right now.
Right.
I think it's time for me to stop working so goddamn hard. Maybe I'll do a boring rich guy, and I'll go get my excitement from my friends.
You know what? I'm going to go with you. I would rather date a rich, boring guy, and I will go find my fun.
My girls are fun.
Like, yeah, I'm totally good with that.
Well, I'll
Okay.
ask you, outside of your relationship,
Okay.
rich guy, micro peen, broke guy, 2 potato stick.
Oh God, I don't. Well,
Is it still rich?
I mean,
And you can't cheat.
I'm gonna go with the broke guy. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take on the responsibility of
So you-
accommodate. I will set boundaries and placements, but
Look at you.
but I don't want a micro.
Look at you
pee.
stuttering with a big dick. Look at you. We've learned no
Good
lesson.
at oral, unless he's good at oral. Or
We've
something,
learned nothing from our conversation. We're still stuck in sugar mama mode. See, once a sugar
I
mama, you can't get out of it.
I just, like, if I can provide the lifestyle, I prefer a man with money, but it is not the end all be all. I prefer, or I would just like a man at least on my level.
So you won't do it with the
can we,
microphone?
can you buy dinner that, I dated guys that couldn't buy me a taco, so it's like,
Yes.
I got gas station teddy bears for Valentine's Day. You know what I mean? Like,
How rich would you have to be to have a micropene of 1 inch? Recently, it came out.
he has to be very rich to have a micropene.
It came out that the smallest guy, his penis is 0.38.
I mean,
inches.
they do surgery on that now,
Have
right?
you seen it before and after?
I have not.
I have. Look it up. They don't make a huge difference. They make a difference, but it goes from like 1 inch to like 2 inches. It's not like 1 inch to like 8 inches. It's like not a big, huge difference.
It's not a big, huge difference.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Because I think intimacy is a very important part of a relationship,
Of course.
It is. Okay. Would you rather be broke but look expensive, or be rich but no one knows it?
You're rich, but no one knows it.
Yeah, me too. But that's
Again,
kind of
I'm
a...
still vain, though. Can I still be pretty, though?
I mean, look at me. I look broke right now.
You're just so pretty.
But, well, thanks. I don't feel, just FYI, we're doing a renovation of my house, and all my clothes are in in a dining room in a box, and I'm just
cute,
gonna
though.
look like a homeless person for a couple months. It's
You look
fine.
good.
Thank you.
You got any more of these? Little
I do. I have lots of onesies. Yes. Okay. Would you rather live paycheck to paycheck in luxury, or live modestly with real savings?
I need real savings. I need to, maybe it's from my poor upbringing. I have to always look I check my account all the time to look, okay, I got that much there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I definitely need I need that I need that stability, that security, especially because I've lived in mega mansions. I've lived in mega mansions where, I wasn't allowed to have friends over. I've lived in mansions very lonely, very alone.
But modest,
Yeah.
a modest lifestyle is nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong. I'd rather live a modest lifestyle, have
Money
the
in the bank.
stability, security, and have great sex. And
Clearly that's at the top of your list.
It's-
Miss Broke Man with Big Tits. Okay. Broke Man Big Tits.
Well, now I have the best of both worlds, and
Yes.
we're not living, the luxury life that I lived with, Oscar and Travis, but we're living, I would say, upper modestly.
But you look happy now.
Very happy and very beautiful dick.
Beautiful dick.
Beautiful dick.
Listen, that you hit the lotto.
Yes. All right. How about this? This is a little off on the thing, but would you rather be loved for who you are or desired for what you represent?
Loved for who I am.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm often mischaracterized. And for someone to really see me is like, all I really want is to be seen for who I really am. I'm so tired of being painted as someone I'm not.
Well, I think people think I have like Oscar Travis money. Like, I think people look at me and they're like, oh man, I don't have like that kind of money. I'm successful. Mm-hmm. But I'd rather people love me for who I am than thinking that I'm some like rich asshole,
Because for who you are is like, that's so much more meaningful. It has nothing to do with the stuff that you have. It's what you stand on, what you believe in, how you move, how you love other people, how you cook, it's all those things.
Right. Would you rather be called high maintenance or she settled?
High maintenance.
Right.
Don't ever say I settled.
I mean, yeah, right.
I settles? That means just in my partner ain't shit.
Yeah. Like, oh, she settled, so she just let herself go.
That's like, no, never. How about you?
No, I mean, I guess people would consider me high maintenance, but I just feel like it's like self-care. Like, you don't have to be high maintenance to want to just like take care of yourself.
You were a little high maintenance at the event I saw you at.
Okay, well, that was fucking ridiculous.
I was dying laughing though. You was like,
I was like, fuck this shit. Do you know who I am?
I love to see that. That shit made me laugh because
Do you know that they wanted us there an hour earlier?
I know.
They had us locked in a foyer for like about a half hour, right?
Just so y'all know, we were meeting at this event and they misorganized. They didn't organize it as they should have. One person on the red carpet.
This was in Dallas. This is not like we were in LA and they do red carpets.
I wanted Shanna to stay so bad, and she was like, "I'm leaving.
I was fucking out of here." Okay, but let me tell you what they did. They put us like in like an office building, right? We were in like a hangar to like a jet hangar.
It was cold.
And it was cold. And then they brought us into a little office space, like smaller than this studio. And there's like 20 other people there. We're all just standing there because they weren't checking anybody in. And then they moved us to a green room after like a half hour. And they wanted us there an hour earlier. So we got there and then they moved us into a green room for a whole fucking hour.
Yes, my God.
Yeah. And then they were like, okay, we're going to have you do this red carpet. And I was just like, okay.
She was like,
I was like, fuck your red carpet. I'm not doing this red carpet. They had nothing prepared.
And your man was so like,
oh, he doesn't give a shit. I was like, if you don't get me out of here so I can go get some food and a real drink, I'm going to like lose my shit. I'm cold. I'm in a hangar. No one knows who the hell we are. Like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Would like to be more like that. I feel like I
have boundaries now. Like, I'm like, okay.
I need better boundaries because I'm like, all right, well, I do that.
But you stayed and ended up looking like you had a wonderful time.
I did have fun.
4 hours later.
One of my late ass friends that's like always late for everything. She showed up like 2 hours after you left.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Yeah, it was really cold at that point.
Yeah, and we were like wearing coats and shit, and I was just like, I'm out of here. Like
during this journey on this podcast, I'm going to get more boundaries put in, and then maybe we'll see if we can change some patience.
Yeah. But I'm Irish, Portuguese. There's not much patience going on here, but I'll try. I'm working on it.
So what did we learn today?
So
nothing. Share likes big dicks, no matter what. Rich or poor, they're going to have a big dick.
Rich, broken, bougie. We like rich and bougie.
I think we want to be rich and have a rich life. We've been around brokenness or been broke. And you could be both and have balance. And I think
just a healthy balance of wealth, stability, and security. I want stability.
Stability, yes.
That's what I want.
I don't want to have anxiety when a bill comes up or a car breaks down or something.
Yeah.
To be able to do that.
I just want to know that my partner, he doesn't have to be rich. I prefer him not to be broke. I would like him to be on my level where we can provide for one another. You have it, awesome. When I have it, awesome. We'll take care of one another. It's a give and take.
But we know if we see you with a man, the dick is dicking.
Yes, it is. Well, everybody, that's today's episode of Broken Bougie.
A lot of TikTok.
A lot of TikTok. Thank you for listening to our podcast.
I'm Claudia Jordan. Hit me up at Claudia Jordan on all my social media. I will answer. but not if you have a tiny one.
Right. Well, you can reach me too. I'm over at Shayna Mokler on Instagram, and you can go check out our The Wicked Awesome podcast on Instagram as well. We're going to be uploading this, and also thewickedpodcast.com. We are going to be uploading all these fun episodes for you guys to listen to over and over and over again, because you're probably going to have to listen to them.
And let us know what you want us to tackle.
Yeah. Send us your comments.
We're very deep, especially her. She's very deep.
Thanks a lot, guys.